Yeah,
Oh,
so being recorded. Continue. All
have
right,
you?
so we're just going to do a scene and then chat a
Yeah,
little after.
yeah. And afterwards, I like to find out like how you got into improv, and then I don't tend to do a lot of like. So when you made that move, like I
Good.
don't.
I hate that. I hate
It's like
that.
yeah, it's like no. What brought you into improv kind of stuff? So
I love
I'll
that. And I have a class to pitch for the sketch school
yes,
this weekend.
through Mark's place.
And I talked to Mark today. Oh, are we live?
We're live now. We're live on Facebook. You talked to Mark today.
Yeah, and
Mark Warzeka.
he said he's looking forward to chatting with you.
Yes, he and I are going to do one of these. We were going to do one, and then I had to reschedule. So, look at this. Look at this.
Hello, world.
Pick a number between, let's see, 1 to 38.
Ooh, lucky 22, please.
Now, is that your lucky number, or is there any significance behind 22?
1000% no.
Good. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22 comes from Tim. Oh my God. Tim David. Our suggestion, my friend, wasted youth. Well, thanks, Tim. Wasted youth.
Anyway, I just have a lot of regrets.
Okay.
You can't look backwards. You gotta keep on trucking. I saw it on a t-shirt once and I wish I'd bought the t-shirt, which was a regret, and that's what regret does.
I have so many though.
Hey, guess what? Get in line, chicken butt. Everyone has
I was
regrets.
gonna say chicken butt. You said guess what? I was gonna go chicken butt.
And you didn't.
Guess why?
Why?
Chicken thigh.
Okay, guess who? Chicken goo.
Chicken moo. Guess when?
Chicken love hand.
Yes, chicken love.
Oh, you make me laugh. You know, talking to you is so helpful. I mean, this is just one of the many benefits of me now having a computer.
Hey, listen, I just want to say it's a big step to overcome. I know the technology scares you.
Well, I took a class at the community college. A very nice man taught it. His name was Jeff. We went in every Tuesday from 11 to 2, and he really gave us the what's it all about on computers. I can work in Word. I can dabble in Excel.
Wow. And they're treating you good at the home?
Oh, they're very nice. I have my own little, what I like to call, artist apartment.
It looks nice. Did you do that painting?
I did this mural myself. That is with just plain old acrylic paint. And of course, they let me have Tilly. And, you know, a lot of the residents have animals. It's a regular Dr. Doolittle around here half the time.
Oh, you look just like you're happy.
I'm doing well, but I'd love for you to come visit.
I will. I promise I will. Work's been like crazy. It's been crazy.
It's not easy being the head of the Loom division at the Loom Technologies. You know, everyone needs tapestries. That's a thing.
You would think that there'd be a dip in the tapestry market, but the tapestry market is going strong. It's so much stronger now. I couldn't believe it. It's just taken off in the last 18 months. It's taken off, and this quarter has been our most busy, our most profitable quarter. And that's saying something because the loom industry, you know this. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I'm gonna go off right now.
Go off. Let me know what's what. Hit it and quit it. Let's go.
Okay, so the other day I was going to Salad Station. You know, it's the salad place. I go there for lunch all the time. And who do I run into at Salad Station? Mark Guthrie.
No.
Yeah, Mark is there, and I'm overhearing him. And you know who he's talking to?
The manager.
He's talking to the manager.
I knew it. If you spend a day with Guthrie, you know he's going straight to, may I speak to the manager, please?
And you know what he said? He goes, I'm going to write a strongly worded email about this. And he left, and I had to go to him in the parking lot and said, Mark.
That's your spot. If he ruined Salad Station for you,
that's
is
the
it
thing.
Salad Station?
Yeah, it's Salad. Yeah, it's Salad Station. Yeah,
Is
it's
it
the
Salad
Salad
Station?
Station.
I mean, I'm more of
Don't
the
think of it as one word. Think of it as two words. Like
Salad
it's
Station.
a salad station, but then they put it together.
Satiating your salad needs.
Right, and where they say wherever you want to go, there should be a salad
Salad
station.
Station. I love that commercial.
It's
Wherever
great.
you want to go.
No, wherever
There
you
should be
need,
wherever you need to be.
salad
Salad
station.
Station.
Yeah.
Off the 405 freeway.
See, and I will come see you if you come see me.
Well, here's the deal.
You don't have to put Tilly down.
I need to get focused here.
Okay.
I want to come see you, but I do feel like if I leave Brookstone,
Yeah.
my life is in these walls now. I'm like that guy in Shawshank.
The Tim Robbins character?
No, not the main guys. The Brooks.
Oh,
I'm in a Brookstone. Not the store, but the retirement village. I'm afraid if I leave Brookstone, I'm an institutional man now, Andy. You know what I mean? I don't know how I'd be on the outside at this point. We have everything I need here. We've got a pool. We've got a walkway to a CVS. We've got a cafeteria, movie theater, dance hall.
Let me ask you this. In 4 years, are you going to look back at this time and think it's wasted as well because you didn't leave?
It's a great question.
Are you?
Well, and our entire friendship's been based on bonding over regrets.
I mean, that's it. That's our bond right there. Nothing stronger than regret bonding.
It started with me regretting I took that loom workshop because I do not have the temperament for those levers and
you have to let it come
bells
to
and
you.
whistles. It wasn't for
me. You have to let it. You were pushing it too hard, and you have to let it come to you. That's
literally. I pushed that piece of wood right off. I broke the table. I broke the table. And well, you know, in my previous life, I was not about structure.
No, that's not your thing.
No, when you create clay,
yeah,
you're not the artist. You're the clay maker. Oh. I was a clay maker,
and that's
I was the meeting between the artist and their medium.
Yeah. Do you and to sit back and regret that still?
Biggest mistake of my life.
Yeah.
I never should have been a clayer.
No, but once a clayer, always a
clay. It's in your blood.
Yeah, it becomes.
My fingernails haven't been clean since I was 20 years old.
I was watching TV last night.
Oh, you wild child.
I know, I couldn't sleep.
Oh, what is it, about 11 p.m.?
Yeah,
I gotta set the scene for me.
It was just about 11. It was about 11 o'clock. I'm still on the computer. I'm not done yet. I can't drive. I'll be there in a second.
Who's that, Beth?
It's Beth. She wants me to drive her.
Pop her in.
Beth, do you want to come in? Beth, hold on. Beth wants to come. Beth,
I'm excited. Pop her in.
No, I'm not.
Pop her in.
I'm not gonna come. I'm not. Oh, hi.
Oh, you look so great.
Sorry to interrupt. Thank you. This thing, thank you. I got it highlighted. Do you like my highlights?
I love the highlights. It looks like you must have had a lot of foils in there.
There were a lot. I was in there all day. I needed just to get out. You ever feel like sometimes you just need to get out?
I'm an institution man now, Andy.
Oh, Shawshank. Brooks.
Thank you.
Brooks, that's really good.
I think that was actually Morgan Freeman's character. I haven't seen it in years, but I watched it many times in the 90s when it came out.
That's what he was watching last night.
Oh, and he couldn't sleep?
Yeah, anytime he can't sleep, he turns on the end of it. You know, it's almost always on Shawshank Redemption.
It really is. I can't believe he watched it last night.
I'm glad I've got you here.
Oh, yeah, Beth, tell me everything.
He's not been doing great.
So much regrets, right?
So much regrets. And I don't think things are going well as well as he wants to make it seem. And Loom industry. I don't think it's going well.
How can that be? It's such a.
I know. It's what
This is shocking.
they're running up to some opposition on Capitol Hill. Their loom lobby is not as strong as they thought it was. And
Are you
yeah.
fucking kidding me right now?
No,
The loom lobby I thought was as good as oil.
That's what you would think, and it's just I don't think it's doing well. So
I've got some. I'm gonna help.
Okay.
I'm gonna help.
I asked him. I didn't know he was on the computer with you.
Well, I just learned how to use Zoom. It's the most exciting thing. I was taking a class at the community college.
You just learned how to use it?
Yeah, we take a bus out of Brookstone right over to the local college, and we sit right in there. Beautiful guy, Jeff, teaches me everything I need to know. Tap, tap.
Is that Tilly?
Yeah, she's sick. She's crying.
Oh, wait, do you go to La Cinta or do you go to Prairie? Which
Prairie?
Oh,
La
Prairie,
Cinta,
okay.
please.
Thank you.
La Cinta, I hardly know her.
Why don't you come? You have to come over or we have to come there. Why don't we come there?
That would be better.
Would that be okay?
We've got a community room. We can play bananagrams. Listen, bring him back. I got some advice. We're going to work through this.
I have to get going.
Beth, what is that color? That is so beautiful.
This is fuchsia.
No, the lip color.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my scarf.
No, I know fuchsia. What do you think I am? A fool? Of course. The top is.
This is Mangello.
Mangello!
It's mango and yellow. It's Mangello.
Of course it is. Mango and yellow. That is such a pretty peach. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right. I'll give you I've got to get I got to give Beth a ride. She's going up to the painter store.
Hey.
What? Yeah. What?
I need you to repeat after me.
Okay.
My life.
My life.
My life.
My life.
My life.
My life.
In the sunshine.
In the sunshine. Thanks.
I don't think you mean it.
No,
that thanks didn't feel like you were.
My life.
My life.
My life.
My life.
My life.
In the sunshine.
In the sunshine.
If you look at my life,
you'd
see what I see.
Oh. If you look at my life, you'd see what I see.
La la da da da.
La 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 la.
Pretty good. I want you to say this to yourself every day. And I want you to take a piece of paper in to the loom factory that says, I'm giving you my notice. I want you to try something fresh and something new. You need to do it. You're deep into your 60s at this point, right?
Yeah, 68.
Yeah, that's deep.
I mean, I should be retired.
That's what I'm saying. What the hell are you doing? Get out. Get out. Get into the sunshine.
It's not going well. I'll be honest, it's not going well.
What? I'm shocked.
It's not. The loom industry is going downhill. There's a lot of scandals.
Shocked.
There's a lot of scandals in the loom industry.
Well, you know what? Get out of there.
I'm coming, Beth.
She knows you're on with me. She passive aggressive. She was just on here acting like everything was.
And I yelled at her. Why did I yell so?
Because you're stressed.
Yeah.
You need to move forward. Every day is a new beginning.
I'm a loom guy.
No, you're not. You're just a guy. Just like I'm not a clay lady. I'm a lady.
You're not a clady.
I'm not a clady.
You're just a lady.
And you're not a lie. A gloom. You're not a gloom.
I'm not a gloom.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy.
Get that piece of paper out. Thread it into your typewriter and write a note. I'm done.
I'm going to put it into my typewriter and I'm going to type a note right now.
Okay, good. I'll help you. To whom it may concern.
To whom it may concern.
Me done.
Me done.
Franklin Thompson.
Franklin Thompson.
DDS.
I should have stayed as a dentist.
I know you made a lot of mistakes leaving that field.
Oh, God.
The much money, more lucrative. The money a dentist makes.
Scene.
Yeah.
It's so fun being silly.
I love being silly.
I mean, Well, the thing, Jamie, the thing that's like, I reference you a lot and I go, if you ever ask Jaime Moyer why she made a move in a scene, she goes, because I thought it'd be fun. I'm like, okay. I mean, that's it. You're always just like, what's the fun of this?
I don't overthink it. I've had so many people too after a show. They're like, "What were you know?" They want to do that postmortem. Like, what was your thought when you did this? And I go, I don't know. I just did it. Talk to my lawyer. I don't have an answer for you.
Sometimes I'm like, I go like, what part are you talking about? Like, I don't even remember
yeah.
the thing. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
When you're in the zone, it's hard to come up with all of those moments that went. I like to leave a show and go, that was fun. That's just about them. That's about as much as I go when it comes to
right.
How was it?
I mean, we spent, I look back now, it's like, man, I spent so many times after a show dissecting the show that's never going to happen again, instead of like, hey, that was super fun. Let's spend this time getting to know each other.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult because in the beginning, things are working. You don't know why they're working. You kind of want to analyze it, but that's why I always advocate for coaches, because then you're not talking amongst yourselves about, like, Gary, I thought it was an interesting choice when you came in with that guillotine.
Kate, why don't you just worry about your own thing? We were doing the third beat of a herald that time.
Yeah, but we were in a sauna. Why did you bring in a guillotine?
It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter.
People doing what they're doing. Just my thing is like, try to highlight whatever anyone's doing instead of thinking it's your favorite word that you don't like people to say. Weird. Instead of going, that's weird, yes. Eliminate the word weird. That is what they do. And it's fine.
That's who they are.
That's who they are. Well, and I've referenced you, especially when it comes to that weird thing, because I agree. It's like if someone comes into work and they're like, I can't believe I had the craziest weekend. And I'm like, I can't understand what you're saying. You're being weird. It's like, no, it's like, another bad weekend.
Yes.
Everything happens to you, like just get past it.
Totally. And what you do, I feel like what you do then is you give other people in that show go, oh, wow, we could do anything.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And
give them some freedom.
And you have such like the characters you play. I mean, it's just so, I love playing with you so much because it's like, I'm not sure what's going to happen right now. And you just make a choice and it's like, oh man, let's just go. And is that the way you've been? Like, is that kind of how you've always been? Or is that something you think that took a while? Or is that just like your spirit, like from early on?
Well, let's think about this for a second. At first, and many of my students, if anyone is watching, will know that when I first was hired at Second City, I was timid and I was afraid I wasn't doing it right.
What?
Yeah, I was afraid I wasn't doing it right. And I would have those moments where I would say like, well, I did that scene and it went okay. So hopefully I don't have to get up there for a couple more minutes. You know what I mean? Which is, nuts, right? But then after just a little bit of time, I absolutely fell in love with it. And then I stopped analyzing, which I think is a great thing. And I started to just have as much fun as humanly possible. I was very teased because by a few of my friends, because there was a group at Planet Ant going on, and they said, number one rule, have fun. And then after they walked off, everyone was like, have fun. But I do think it is like super important, because if I'm watching an improviser who's out there like
struggling,
yes, I did drive to the mall, then I'm in the audience going, oh my Lord, he's freaking out, So it's like, but if he's just kind of having fun with it and being silly while still maintaining those rules,
Right.
But anyway, long story short, yes, I have always been like this, except for at the very beginning. Then after the very beginning, after those first few months, I just finally understood what it was and how collaborative it is, and how much of what the other person said, if it's my job to make that look good. And once you start doing that, you stop thinking about yourself and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, it's easy, right? Once you look at it like that and go like, oh, I'm here to facilitate that other person.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be in my head because I'm going to be
Yeah.
focused on you.
Your whole
But
job is to make them look good, and
yeah.
isn't that fun?
How did you get started? What made you take your first class or do your first show or whatever it was?
I had just graduated with my BA in theater, and I was lucky enough to have a second city in my hometown of Detroit, Michigan. And so
Which isn't there anymore.
it is not there anymore. No. And after I graduated, I said I should go over there and take some classes. And that's just what I did. Like, I think 6 months after I graduated from college, I started at Second City. And Second City was great to me in Detroit. I was in the tour co. We had a very small tour co. There was actually Chicago tour co's touring into Michigan while we were there.
No.
But we did some stuff sometimes. We went to Traverse City once a year. We knew what was what. But
we went to Traverse.
But we also had our home show once a week, which was amazing. That we got to be on the main stage once a week, the touring company.
Yes.
And in my touring company was Nate Dufort, Quentin Hicks, Tim Robinson, myself, Tara Nida, Tiffany Jones. Later on the main stage, I got to be with Brett Gannell, and Tim and Quentin, myself, Tara. Really good times.
And the squad that came out of Detroit, right? The folks that came out, and there are still some folks who are still there. Like I think Quentin's still in Detroit or in that area.
Anyway, I'm sorry, PJ Jacokes.
Yeah, and PJ, who has been a big proponent and evangelist for improv in Michigan and just in general, like that Detroit Improv Festival is the most fun.
Fast.
It's the best. Honestly, I've been to almost every improv festival there is, and the Detroit Improv Festival to me is the most fun. It's the most community based. It's the most supportive. It was a blast. I was very honored to be a part of that and be asked to do that. And there was a group of Detroiters, and some had moved to LA, and some stay in Detroit, and some have gone to other cities. But if you look at the talent that came out of that city in like a short, like in about a 10-year span, huge talent that came out of there.
Absolutely. The friends and the work ethic and PJ, again, my apologies.
Yeah. What?
I cannot list who I worked with and forget someone so important to me. But PJ has Go Comedy in Ferndale, and there is Planet Ant in Hamtramck. And there are a few other offshoot improv theaters, but Second City closing was really upsetting because we had kind of a fountain of people who grew out of that building.
Right.
And the reason I think that people are so in love with the Detroit alum in LA is that we just loved the work, and we loved to be together, and sometimes we were on our own in different ways, and so we just were like a family problem solving, and that I think started when it opened in the 90s, and then when it closed briefly and then opened again in Novi, we were all just kind of in it together, chugging along. And so when people got to LA, we all still spend so much time together. So
yeah.
So sometimes people will be like, oh, do the Detroit people always hang out together? And we're like, yeah, we kind of do.
But it's not out of a feeling of requirement. It's out of a feeling of, these are my people. These are my friends. And we just happen to meet in improv, but we love each other off stage. And sometimes improvisers say that, but don't mean it. Sometimes they're like, we love each other. And it's, they're in a group. Oh, we love each other so much. The group gets taken off a schedule and they never perform again. They're like, but like the folks from Detroit, it's not just, to me, it's not just that you all love each other. It's also that it's not exclusionary. It's not like, well, it's us, and that can happen as well, where it's a group of folks and you're like, oh, they don't want me to crash their party. I'm just having a drink here. Can I sit at the table with you and have a drink? And it's like, oh, I feel real awkward. But it was never like that. And I think it's part of it is that, like you were talking about, it's that sense of, we're kind of fending for ourselves. And it's also coming from the Midwest, where people tend to be a little bit nicer and more like, to me, the attitude should be, hey, it's a party, everybody come in. You want to be a part of, come in. And it's more
That's
welcome.
what I always say, the Midwest sensibility. And that's why I think so many people in LA talk about that Detroit Improv Festival. It's because there are all those venues close by and everyone's hanging out, everyone's at the parties. I've gone to festivals. I'm not gonna trash talk them here, but like after you do your show, they're like, bye, or there's like three
Yeah.
people, and no one's telling you where to go, and that's not how we are in Michigan. Like if you're from Detroit, your general feeling is to care give, I
Yes.
think, and that's one of the benefits of that festival. I mean, I've had some when King 10 went, they just go on and on about that festival. Like there's nobody that has ever gone there and
Yes.
said they didn't have a good time. And there's been a couple times where I've gone to festivals and I'm like, I'm almost spoiled, you know, or I'm like, are we gonna go out or what's the, is there a shuttle or what's the deal?
Because you also know the festival, the stage time is such a small part of going to those festivals. The festival's about that camaraderie, and I get so tired after festivals because I'm like, I wanna meet as many people as possible. They're long days, but they're so much fun because you get to meet people, and to me, that's the mark of those
Well, think
festivals.
of us in Copenhagen. That was it's so fun, but it is a grueling schedule. It is exhausting.
Yeah, you and I did that a couple years in a row, and it was like you teach like 6 hours a day. You get like a short break, and then you're doing shows and jams. And it's like after you would see each other, we would see each other. It's like a battle. We're like the end of the week. There's a shot of Amanda Blake Davis, which might be my favorite shot ever from any show. And the scene was she was sitting on the side of the stage like this. And she was like in the scene, she was drugged out like at the side of a river or something. She was playing like a drugged out person. I don't know what it was, but I'm convinced she did that so she could take a quick nap during the show. I'm like, she's doing this on purpose to let herself catch some rest, because that Friday of that week, you become very delirious because
Yeah.
you've been going full steam
It
all week.
is so fun too, but it is exhausting. It's just like it's a whirlwind. That festival is a whirlwind.
Yeah.
That is.
It's so long. It's like it's like 5 days or 6 days. Like it's a long festival
Well,
too.
and I would recommend it, especially if you're a team, to go. First of
Oh
all,
my
you're in
God.
Copenhagen. The theater is fabulous. The people who run it are fabulous. Um, you know, it is intense training, and when you get out of there, you are going to have a lot of good hours behind you.
100%. It's like you are doing reps, you are getting training, you're seeing shows. Like it is such a memorable thing. And I think as we come out of this pandemic, I think I don't know, maybe this is me being an optimist. I hope we're going to put our money more towards memories than things and events, and those moments of like, how do we get back to that human connection, and where can we
Oh,
find those?
beautiful. I hope so. My goodness. This is not good for my personality type
No.
alone.
Well, it's such a part of us as humans to find that connection. As improvisers, that's all we're looking for. Is we're always looking for those connections, and that was taken away. And we
That
have
is
to find,
wild.
yeah, you have to find other ways to do it. And you and I both got dogs this year.
Hmm.
And I find that on a walk with my dog, I will have longer conversations with other dog owners because I'm looking for that connection. So we'll sit there, and instead of going to, continuing the walk, it's like, oh, do you want to let's have a conversation. Then it's like a 15-minute conversation because we're so in need of that right now.
Yeah. I think it's very exciting as things start to open back up, and I feel very happy to be vaccinated and
Yeah.
cautiously optimistic about this summer. You know, I don't want we're in LA. I mean, it's kind of a wild west out here in general, but cautiously optimistic. And I will say about Zoom, I love that I've been able to connect with people from all over the world on
Yeah.
Zoom. And I've had people say to me how they had wanted to take classes with me and now they could, and that feels amazing. So
Yeah.
we have found a way to make it work, um, which I think is in an improviser's nature. We
Oh,
had to find a way to make it work, and we found a way to make it work. So,
remember when it was like all of our work stopped within 48 hours, everything we had, and you were
boy,
like,
do I! Boy, do I! This is coming from someone who had a very eventful February
yeah.
2020. I was like, baby. Here we go. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us now. It was really, really had a great January and February. It was career things were popping off. I was like, yes, finally. And then kind of, but again, during that whole time, career was like my last priority. I just wanted my family to be safe, my parents, my friends. Like, it was so stressful. I've always been a worrier, but highly contagious global pandemic was not on my bingo card. And I don't know why it wasn't. I'm like, I've got like other things on there, earthquakes and well, like having a truck fall on me from an overpass. These are my worries, but I completely missed airborne viral infections. Because the media, here we go. Turn off the live. She's going off. The media tells you that this is going to happen so much. They're like, SARS is here and your life is over. And then they're like, N1, you're in trouble. Right. And then you become so desensitized to the worry. Swine flu, coming for you, all these things. So you become so desensitized to the worry. And so when this one happened, I was like, when's this going away? But then I think, like, as soon as I heard the NBA shut down and Tom Hanks had it, I was like, closing up shop. Just like, pull the curtains.
They got Hanks. They got Hanks.
They got Hanks. Pack away your blue jeans. Well, you're done.
I remember my mom, who passed away about 14 years ago now. But she, for 20 years, had cancer and was just never, like, she would go in the hospital and it'd be like, oh, she's going to be fine. And she would come out of it. And this happened for like decades. Like,
it got you to that place where you weren't worried about it anymore.
You weren't worried about it. So then the same thing with this, where you're like, oh, I remember the swine flu was going to take us away. Okay, sure. And like you said, SARS. Like,
SARS.
Okay. And Ebola, right. And then you're like, okay, this is going to be what, like 6 weeks? This will be fun. Remember thinking like, oh, this will be a fun thing. This will be like a vacation.
I'm going to watch one series.
And then I could do it. And then it's like, oh, wait, when all of my clients were like, we're closing, we're postponing, we're canceling. And within like a 48-hour period, it was like, okay, this is not a couple week thing. This is going to be a thing that's
hunkering down.
We're hunkering down for at least, I remember it was like 12 to 18 months was the thing that a dear friend of mine said, who's a doctor, was
Anthony Fauci. Come on, you can tell people that's your bestie.
Dr. Fauci said that to me, and I was like,
through your TV when he said it to everybody.
And I went, yeah, this is going to be here for a while. So how do we make it work? And the ones that didn't want to do it, because I've reached out to some friends of mine who are like, oh, I don't want to do the virtual thing. It's like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. If you don't want to do it, that's really cool. But I'm going to instead use this as an opportunity to reach out to friends who want to do it, or new people.
What about Alastair Forbes?
Well, do you know, he was supposed to be on the one with you and me. We did that one last year.
Yeah, he blew us off.
He blew us off. So I'm him and Connor and Ashley. I'm gonna reach out to them, but I'm don't tell him, and he's not ever gonna watch this. I'm just gonna make him wait. I'm gonna ask everyone on the planet. No, I'm just Alastair Forbes. So I referenced this thing that happened. We did the show with Alastair and Connor and you and I, and then one year like Stacey Smith was there, and those shows were really unique. They were so good. They were. We
had good chemistry, all of us together.
Great chemistry. And there was a scene where you and him came to the door to ring the doorbell to go into the scene. I think it was Connor and Stacey might have been there as the couple. And you and him both touched the doorbell at the same time. And you and him got in this little scuffle before they answered the door. And when they answered the door, you both went, hey, like nothing happened. And it was the most brilliant, like hilarious discovery that was not planned. It just happened in the moment. And the two of you you and his chemistry together is just like, I mean, it's so good. It just proves you don't have to know somebody for years to have
No.
this chemistry and trust with them.
That's, I always tell people, we all speak the same language. You
Yeah.
don't have to know each other for years. And you really just have to kind of do the most basic. If someone says, "How do you improvise?" in the most basic terms, I say, "Listen, highlight what the other person said, and agree." It's literally like that dang simple.
That's it. That's it. And as humans, we love to complicate things, Jamie. That's what happens.
Yes.
We go, let's complicate it with, what I do isn't good enough. I need a form that's complicated. I
Yeah.
need to make it mathematical. So we complicate it, and it took me 20 plus years to circle back to that same thing you're talking about, which is why I got started. I was like, ooh, I like to listen and highlight what they do and have fun. But I went through all these other steps that got it complicated and got me in my head and try to figure out, I want to play this way instead of like, I'm just going to do this thing that makes me laugh because it's making them look good.
Yeah. It's supposed to be fun, damn
it. Where, if people want to reach out to you, because in addition to being like an amazing performer, which anytime you see a show with Jamie in it, you're always the audience's favorite, including if it's like, I remember when I was married and my wife would come see the show, it would always be you. So in addition to being an amazing performer, you're also an amazing director and coach and teacher. And if people want to reach out to you to follow things you're doing or to bring you on board to coach or teach or whatever, what's the best way they can do that?
Thank you for saying that, Jay. I appreciate that, honestly. It is my favorite thing in the world to do. And so even from a child, I just wanted to make people laugh. And
Yeah.
it is a joy. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. And I do love to teach.
Well,
so find me. You can go to my
Yes.
website, JaimeMoyer.com, JAIME Moyer.com. And it has my coaching info, as well as a link to my stuff and whatever. But this weekend, and this is very rare in that I happen to be teaching this weekend. That's my only. I got my calendar out. Still rocking these CVS, baby. Oh, say nice things about Detroit, by the way.
Yes.
This is my only teaching session in June and July.
Wow.
That is available to the public.
What?
This Saturday, the 12th, and Sunday, the 13th, I'm doing my character on the spot class at the Sketch School, Mark Warzeka's school, the Sketch School. It's 11 to 1:30 Pacific, and it is a fabulous class. We do exercises to build character, and we even do some writing exercises. So when you leave, you'll have a list of new characters and some tools to get to characters.
Shut up.
Yeah, Sketch School. Please go register. Right. We still have spots available this Saturday and Sunday, and it's the only time you will be able to find me teaching for the rest of June and all of July.
Well, I definitely, in addition to putting it in the comments and description of this, I'm going to reach out to some folks specifically who I think would benefit from that because
thank you.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tremendous, I mean, it's a great opportunity. You lay it out so well, and you allow people to be brave. And that's not a lot of teachers do that, where you don't try to have people do things for you. You allow them to experience it. So,
yes, absolutely. Please come see me. If you've never had a class with me, or if you had in the past, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Whether it's in person, virtual, whatever it is, I can't wait to play with you again, my friend. I love you so much.
I love you, Jay, and I love PJ Jacokes.
Yes, PJ, you're the best, buddy.
Jay, thank you so much for having me and for being so good to people during this virtual nightmare.
See you, pal.
Bye.